Hello. All right, well, it's late for YouTube to catch up. How's everybody doing? Okay, guys, it's a Friday, and I figure a lot of you guys are getting things done at 6:30, and just like I am, I've got a long weekend. So I just wanted to come back on and give you a part two. Let's get a few things covered. You can watch on the replay. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell so you know whenever I've uploaded new content or I am live. There is a link over here in the chat if you would like to join the panel. You're more than welcome to. You can come on with a camera or you can come on with just your voice. Either way is just fine. All right, so let's just jump right in here. I know everybody's busy today, just like I am. So we are going to get through this. Today I wanted to cover what do you need to do to get your medical marijuana card. So once you go over the DSMVs that are set forth and you figure out that you do qualify, you're going to need to find a practitioner who will is qualified to write your prescription. So, like I said yesterday, not all practitioners are going to do this. So, do check call the clinics before you go in to make sure Journey's having a fit. To make sure that they have taken that education and they do write the prescriptions. Once you see the practitioner and you have been examined and you have been given the prescription, you will then go to your Department of Health and you will pay a fee. I believe that it is $25 for the year to get your medical card. You will have to see that practitioner again within 6 months to let them evaluate you and to make sure that their prescription for medical cannabis is working for you. Now, let's go into how this works. Once you have your medical card in hand and you decide that you're going to visit a dispensary, you are not limited to just one dispensary. You can go to dispensaries anywhere there is a dispensary, but you will be part of a clearinghouse. So this means that you will be tracked. Okay, so possession and purchase limits are calculated based on the MCEUs of 3.5 grams of flour and up to 100 milligrams THC in infused products. So this is something we need to cover too, because some people think, oh, hey, it's just weed or just cannabis. It's not. There will be, as time goes on, there'll be a lot of different products you can be able to consume in different ways or use topically. So those MCEUs are going to be measured and they will count towards your monthly allowance. So patients may not purchase more than 6 MCEUs in a week, which is 21 grams. And that is just less than 3/4 of an ounce if you are buying flour. I refer to it as flour. Some of y'all will refer to it in other ways, but okay, the smokable form. All right. You may not purchase more than 24 MCEUs in a month. 84 grams, which is less than 3 ounces. And you may not at one time possess. Oh gosh, I just lost my page. I'm not sure where that video is coming from. We have an advertisement. That's what's going on. All right, let me shut that advertisement off. All right, so which is less than 3 ounces, and you may not possess more than 28 MCEUs at one time, which is 98 grams. It's just less than 3.5 ounces. So don't be stockpiling it because it can get you in trouble. And the flour form of this cannot exceed 30% THC. Tinctures and oil and concentrates cannot exceed more than 60% THC. So when you go into one of these medical establishments, these dispensaries, to purchase your cannabis in whatever form that you wish to get, everything will be recorded. You can go to another one. It does not matter. You're still going to fall within your weekly and your monthly allowance, so you cannot go over that. Everything is going to put you into a state clearinghouse. All right. Now, they are working on getting licensing for dispensaries, cultivation center facilities, processing facilities, cannabis transportation entities, disposal entities, testing facilities, and research facilities. There's going to be two tiers of cultivators. You have micro, and then you have a larger size. So you may have somebody who is growing that is going to be putting that into the system who has a small grow. And then you may have some that are on very large scales. We will see in the future how that all comes out. But that those things are getting set up right now because, like I told you yesterday, everything has to be grown within the state of Mississippi. So these cultivators are getting set up to get their grow operations going. Now, medical marijuana dispensary will be licensed to the Mississippi Department of Revenue, and they are prohibited from being within 1,000 feet of the nearest boundary line of any school, church, or child care facility unless the business gets a waiver. Again, we are in the South, so those waivers probably won't happen very often, if at all. Dispensaries must be at least 1,500 feet from another dispensary's entrance. So it's not like they're going to be side by side in the mini mall, guys. Dispensaries are may be located in areas zoned commercial. Cultivation and processing facilities may be located in areas zoned industrial, commercial, or agricultural. Dispensary staff must complete 8 hours of continuing education on medical cannabis, plus 5 additional hours every year. They must get a work permit, which costs $25, and must be at least 21 years old and cannot have certain felony convictions. So if you are thinking about being a bud tender, just know you're going to do 8 hours to get your foot in the door, pay $25, and you cannot have certain felonies. It does not state right now what those felonies are, so I have no information to give you on that. But you will also, each additional year that you would like to be a bud tender working in the dispensary, you have to have 5 additional hours every year that you must complete to stay certified, plus renew your work permit at $25 unless that amount changes, $25 per year. Now, when you go into, as a patient, you go into and you buy your medical cannabis. You may not drive, operate a boat, train or aircraft, or undertake any task that would be negligent or entail professional malpractice while under the influence. Patients cannot smoke or vaporize cannabis in a motor vehicle or in public. All right, patients under 21 cannot enter a dispensary without their parent or guardian. The bill does not require insurance or state plans to cover medical cannabis, so you will be paying cash, money, debit, whatever, for your medical cannabis. Now, the bill does not require any employer to allow patients to use medical cannabis or prevent them from requiring drug testing. So if you are a patient, but yet you work somewhere that requires drug testing, you can still get fired for this, okay? Landlords will be allowed to ban tenants from using medical cannabis at home. Cardholders and medical cannabis establishment staffers who divert cannabis can have their ID cards revoked in addition to facing felony penalties. So if you work in any kind of medical cannabis facility of any kind, if you divert any of that product, you will face felony penalties. So let's talk about bringing this stuff home. Once you make your purchase, let me tell you, when you go into a dispensary, when you come out, your package is going to be sealed. Do not break that seal, because marijuana is still illegal. So it doesn't matter if you're holding a card or not. You cannot break that seal, because that automatically puts you in possession of marijuana. You can be arrested and charged. So whenever you purchase your medical marijuana, they put the seal on it. If you get pulled over on the way home and that seal is broken, you're probably going to jail, and they're going to confiscate your stuff and you're going to be charged. If that seal is intact and you show your medical card, the police are going to say, hey, Go to the house. Don't open it till you get there. You're good. But do not break that seal. So that's what I wanted to cover tonight. And I'm going to jump off here. I fully intend to keep these videos kind of short because I don't want you to have to be sitting here for 2 hours having a discussion with me. We may have open discussions sometime that we'll go over, but I want to keep these short for your, so you're not just sitting here. So I will be back on Monday. I have to work this weekend. I have an angry monkey in the background, by the way. And I have to work this weekend. So Monday, the new cameras and new equipment is going to arrive. I'm going to try to get that all set up. And on Monday, we are going to go over some regulations about trafficking, record keeping, growth facilities, things like that. I've enjoyed y'all. Thank you for tuning in. And I love you. And I'll see you on Monday. Goodbye, everybody.